Hello everyone and welcome to the special event review for the Suzuka 1000 kilometers. This was a GT3 only race taking place at the Suzuka International Raceway. 173 laps to make up the 1000 kilometers. Race time just under 6 hours, so slightly different to most normal special events that are timed. We knew exactly how many laps there were going to be in this race, so we were able to get our strategy accordingly. I was in with Benjamin and Julian for this one, two of our fastest drivers. Benjamin, particularly in GT3, is incredibly rapid. Julian, despite being more of a prototype driver, is still able to lay down some really fast lap times in GT3. So we knew from the start this was going to be an absolutely flat-out race. Really not much strategy involved, didn't need to do anything in terms of fuel saving, anything along those lines. It was just 173 laps. Absolutely flat out. We chose the Ford Mustang for this one, which is definitely one of the better cars in GT3 this season, but when we were testing other cars, the Mercedes and the BMW, we felt that the Mustang was generally the most consistent over a race stint, even if there are other cars that maybe had slightly more pace over one lap. Strength of field ended up being 3,400, which was absolutely wonderful for me in my 2,200 I rating. No easy races around that kind of strength of field. It's going to be fast, it's going to be aggressive, there's not going to be any quarter given or taken, so this was going to be a tough race. We were up for it though, we were excited. It was really good just to have a real thrash around in a GT3 and just go as fast as we could for as long as possible. Benjamin was going to start for us, put a really good qualifying time, which put us 29th on the grid. There was something like a tenth of a second covering about 10 places, and we were only half a second off the front row, which really goes to show just how close the field was. Benjamin was going to start for us. I'd then be picking up after that, after he'd done a double stint, and then Julian would be finishing the race out for us. So let's have a look at the start of the race.
Green. All right, buddy. Line up behind the 482. Very slow on the left. Keep going.
Very nice.
Left side. Still there. Clear.
Oh. What a move. What a move.
Someone crashed in front, it seems.
.286. Wow, good lap. 0.0.
Benjamin's absolutely killing it right now.
Still there.
That's the third overtake he's done into the last chicane here. It's mental.
Well done.
So
Really nice.
really good opening few laps for Benjamin. He managed to get 3 cars at the final chicane and really good overtakes. So we were up into 21st in the first 20 minutes or so, thanks to a combination of some really good overtakes and a couple of incidents ahead of us as well. Did find some of the driving standards in this race were a little bit questionable. I'm always very much of the philosophy that everyone's out there just trying their best, but there were definitely some fairly desperate moves quite early on in this race, which was a shame to see. So into the first stint, which was just under an hour in length, we were sitting just inside the top 20, which was a really good improvement on our starting position of P29. Benjamin went in for his second stint. We were chasing down a Porsche in front that we tried to get past in the first stint but hadn't been able to. And then Benjamin pulled off one of the overtakes of the year in the first sector. Just have a look at this.
3. On your right. Still there, still there. Still there. Still there.
That overtake put us up into P18, and we were able to quite quickly gain a gap on the cars behind us to give us a little bit of a safety buffer. Rest of Benjamin's stint, nothing too much happened. It was really a case of getting the head down, getting the lap times down, and just trying to make as much ground up on the cars as possible in front that we could. After Benjamin's stint, we swapped drivers. I got in the car for my double stint. No, I've never considered myself to be particularly quick as far as drivers go, but I'm very good at just nailing consistent lap times, not getting too many incident points, avoiding accidents, that sort of thing. But I was feeling pretty confident for this race. The Mustang felt good. We were using the VRS setup, which I felt was really, really strong, and I was able to push it on. So I was feeling pretty good. Unfortunately, we came up behind another Mustang driver that was just slightly slower than me, probably 2 or 3 tenths maximum. So I wasn't really able to get a chance to get past them. Suzuka's a pretty difficult track to overtake at, so kind of just had to grin and bear it. I was able to save quite a bit of fuel, so over the course of my first stint, was a particularly exciting stint. Nothing really much happened as far as overtakes or incidents goes. But I was able to just keep tracking the Mustang ahead, able to save fuel, and I actually was eventually able to go 1 lap further on fuel than we had done previously, which just gave us a little bit of flexibility at the end, just in case we wanted to pit early or we needed a shorter final stop at the end.
In lap critical. At least 2 places to gain.
Yep. So what happens when you get the words in lap critical? Of course, you push harder, and what happens when you push harder? You go a bit slower. So wasn't the best in lap I've ever had, but I knew the advantage with having warm tyres versus the cold tyres on the cars that had been around me. I was confident of being able to come out ahead, and then if I could just defend for the first lap and a half or so, then I was going to have a really good opportunity to keep the Mustang behind me.
Would be in front. Yeah, very good pit. P13. 2 places gained as expected. Good job.
Okay, a few seconds on this lap, but
Yeah. No worries. And the guy in front, P12, is slower than you are.
With other cars managing to go even longer than we had on fuel, there was a couple of cars coming out of the pit lane over the next few laps, and I was able to get quite up close behind a BMW on their outlap and performed what may be my best overtake of the year into 130R. Watching this back now, I'm still not quite sure how we all managed to make it through there without colliding, but it was a good hard racing. Everyone gave each other the respect that they deserved, and that was really critical for our race as well. We were able to start building up a gap to the cars behind us again, up into P14 now. Still not completely sure where we were when the pit stops would eventually wind out at the end, but we were moving up the field well, and we had loads and loads of pace.
All right.
Very good.
Bring it home, Julian. Bring it home.
Yeah. It's been amazing on fuel saving. Almost 30 as well this time.
So it was then Julian's turn to drive and bring us home for the last 2 hours. Strategy had worked out absolutely perfectly. We were going to be basically one full stint and then another full stint with 1 lap shorter at the end. So Julian drove really, really well in his 2 stints. Second stint, we had a much faster Mustang behind us that was coming back from an earlier incident. They were probably a good half a second to 3/4 of a second a lap faster than us. And Julian performed one of the best defensive driving masterclasses I think I've ever seen. An absolute textbook in how you defend from a faster car. And he did this for basically the entire last hour.
59.711.
Mustang driver, full credit to them, kept it really, really clean. There were no incidents. A little bit of door banging, which is GT3s. That's absolutely fine. But it was really close, really, really clean, and a really good fight.
Clear.
We were able to get up to P9. Unfortunately, P8 got murdered pretty hard at 130R by a McLaren. So with 20 minutes to go, it was a straight fight between us and the Mustang to see who would be 9th and potentially even get further places as some final splash and dashes needed to occur. With just over 20 minutes to go, the Mustang got a run at us coming out of Sector 1.
Still there. Clear, clear.
I'll let you draw your own conclusions on what you think of that incident there. Unfortunately, it did give the Mustang a drive-through. It pushed them over their incident point limit. So at this point, we were pretty comfortable in 9th, which then became 8th when there was a final car that needed to make a splash a couple of laps from the end.
Let's go. P8.
Good job, guys.
Really good race. That was
Check your flag.
basically a perfect race. There's nothing else we could have done there.
Yeah, really good.
That was nice.
Congrats, guys. Thank you for carrying.
Oh, thank you for letting me join. I really enjoyed that. That was really good. Just
Yeah,
flat out the whole way. That was really fun.
I think we all did a good race. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We all did the best we could.
So as I said, as we crossed the line, basically a perfect race. When it comes to events like this, I only ever really have 2 goals. The first goal being to finish, and the second goal being to drive the race to our stint plan. We achieved both of those goals today. My feeling is if we drive the race to our stint plan, we will finish exactly where we deserve to finish in the race. You can never go into these sorts of events saying we should win or we're going to win because you have no idea who you're going to be competing against on the day. All you can do on the day is drive to the best of your ability, stick to your plan, not make any mistakes, not have any crashes, and we did all of those things. So P8 was the absolute best possible result that we could have had from this race. So fantastic result, really, really good driving from all of us, and a big thanks to Benjamin and Julian for letting me come and join them for what ended up being Benjamin's last special event for HWI as he moves on to a new team for the 2026 season. So Benjamin, from me, thank you very much for all the time that you've spent with the team. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I really hope that you are able to achieve everything you want to achieve.